I want to ask you a question that I asked to Senator Cruz as well. More than 6 months ago, you pledged to support the Republican nominee, whoever that may be. A lot has changed since then. It sounded, when I was pressing Senator Cruz on it, sounded like he was saying he'd have a hard time supporting somebody who went after his wife.
Honestly, he doesn't have to support me. I'm not asking for his support. I want the people's support.
Do you continue to pledge whoever the Republican nominee is?
No, I don't anymore. Look,
you don't?
No, we'll see who it is.
You won't promise to support the Republican nominee?
And he was essentially saying the same thing. Let me just tell you, he doesn't have to support me. I have tremendous support right now from the people. I'm way over 2 million votes more than him. I have many, many more delegates than him, like many, many more delegates. As I said before, you know, he was talking about his great victory the night Utah. Well, I won Arizona, many more delegates, many, many more delegates. I don't really want him to do something that he's not comfortable with. Just like I can't imagine Jeb Bush. Look, I beat these people badly. I beat Jeb Bush. I beat the governor of this state. The governor of this state came in. He was favored to win. He was at 22 points. Then he said something bad about me, and I hit him very hard, and he went boom. And he left the race. He was very early.
Just so I'm clear,
I don't want to make people uncomfortable. I don't need their support. Now, maybe it'll be a negative, maybe it won't.
So the pledge you took is null and void. The idea of supporting whoever the Republican nominee is, you say you will no longer guarantee that you will support the Republican nominee.
I have been treated very unfairly. Look, I won the state of Missouri, right? No, I have. Cruz people. I've been treated very unfairly. I'll give you an example.
Unfairly by who?
I think by basically the RNC, the Republican Party, the establishment. You have a guy like Mitt Romney who lost miserably, who did a terrible job. He ran a horrible, horrible campaign. The last month of that, I helped him. I raised him $1 million.
Do you think the RNC is plotting to take this away from you at the convention?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you know, we'll see what happens, but I think you'd have a lot of very upset people if that happened. Just so you understand, when Romney came out against me, he ran one of the worst races in the history of presidential politics. He ought to sit back and root for us instead of being a negative force. And we have, you know, others also. I'm bringing millions. The biggest story in all of politics worldwide right now, and I think you might agree to this, is what's happened. Millions of people are coming in and voting, in all fairness, for me.
And watching and being involved in the process.
And all of this. Your ratings tonight will be excellent, right? The debate you had were 23 million people. If I don't want to say this braggingly, I'm just telling you, if I weren't in it, you would have had, what, 4 million people?
In the off chance that you're not the Republican nominee, what would go into your decision of whether or not you would support the Republican
I'll see who it is. I mean, I'm not looking to hurt anybody. I love the Republican Party.
If it was Senator Ted Cruz, would you support that?
Look, here's my thing on Chris. A lot of nasty things have been said. I'm a very honorable guy, and I'm a very honest guy. I would have never done what he did to Ben Carson, who, by the way, endorsed me. I would have never gone to Iowa and said, Ben Carson has left the race. He is gone, 100%. Vote for me. And they usher people into the caucus, and they try and get them to vote for Ted Cruz. A lot of people left Ben Carson. Ben Carson's an honorable guy. That was a terrible thing to do. There were other terrible things to do. And I honestly, I watched him tonight with you, and I watched how tormented he was when you asked him that question. I don't want to have him torment. I don't want to have him be tormented. Let me just tell you, I don't want his support. I don't need his support. I want him to be comfortable. Now, if he wants to support me, that'd be wonderful, because I think I'm going to win. But let me just tell you, I watched him, you know, skirt around like any politician would, skirt around the issue. I don't want to make people like Jeb Bush, like Ted Cruz, like Governor Walker. I mean, Governor Walker, I hit him very hard after he hit me, but I hit him very hard, and I drove him out of the race. I drove Jeb Bush out of the race. I drove Rand Paul out of the race. I understand why they don't like me, and I don't want people to do something against their will, Anderson. I could see that he was having a hard time with a very simple question that you asked him. Would you support? Well, I think I'm going to win. Okay, he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to support me. I really don't believe I need his support. I'd love to have everybody support. You know what? I'm a unifier. Believe it or not, I'm a unifier.
If there was a contested convention,
someday you will see that.
If there was a contested convention and you didn't get the nomination and someone else was brought in, Paul Ryan, for instance, would you support?
Well, let me explain. So he was very nice. He called me the other day last week, and he was very nice. But then I read reports that he's having meetings with people about, you know, some clandestine things. Let's see what happens. But he was very nice when he called, and I assume he's being straight with me. I hope he's being straight with me, because what he said was very appropriate. I'm the front runner by a lot. I'm beating Ted Cruz by millions of votes, millions of votes. The Republican Party is doing, it's a phenomena. And this was not going to happen with the Republican Party. People that never voted before, Democrats and independents, are pouring in and voting for me.
In Louisiana, you won.
I won.
But Ted Cruz
to show you how corrupt the system is.
More delegates. You threatened to sue.
I won. Well, I'm going to see. I mean, I never heard of that before. You know, I'm an American. If you win an election, you're supposed to win.
Isn't that just sour grapes? Didn't he just have, outworked you on the ground in getting delegates?
Well, look, in Missouri, it was just announced I won. I figured, in fact, they actually found that after a tabulation that I got 300 and some odd more votes than I had the first time, which is, you know, after 2 weeks or 3 weeks of tabulation, which gives me another 12 or 13 delegates. It was just announced a little while ago, just before I went on the air. I will say this, Louisiana. I went to Louisiana. I have a great relationship with the people of Louisiana. They're great people. I won the election. I was down there the night before. We had an airplane hangar. You wouldn't believe it, packed with people screaming. I won the election. And then it's all about the delegates. So I won. And then I find out that I got 10 votes less, 10 delegates less than the guy who lost. I beat him
but those are the rules. I mean, his campaign had a better ground game in Louisiana.
I don't know. I don't call it a ground game. I call it
they were able to
bad
get
politics.
More delegates.
I call it bad politics. When somebody goes in and wins the election and gets less delegates than the guy that lost, I don't think that's right.
All right. I want you to meet Jim Zeiser.
I don't want Ted Cruz support. I don't need Ted Cruz support. Ted Cruz can go and squat in a field for all I care on election day. Awesome. Yes, this is what needs to be said. This is what has needed to be said all along. You politicians can take your grubby little superdelegates, roll them up into a real tight ball, and shove them up your fucking ass. Because we don't want your input. We don't need your input. Your endorsement on this person or that person is completely fucking meaningless. If it had any value or meaning whatsoever, Donald Trump wouldn't even be a candidate. If all you superdelegates who can't wait to pledge to Hillary, you know why they're all pledging to Hillary? They're all pledging to Hillary because she or one of her representatives comes to them and says, look, if you give me your support, when you're running for office, you will not only have a sitting president coming to you saying this is the right person to the job to all your constituents, you also have my husband, who is a recent president. You also have Barack Obama because he's mine. I own him. That's the way it is. So you'll have 3 sitting presidents. Who the heck is going to be able to beat you with 3 presidents on your side? Who's going to be able to give you more campaign fundraising than 3 presidents? Bernie Sanders? I don't think so. Screw you too, Hillary, and your superdelegates. Okay? Thanks very much to Donald Trump for saying, you know, I don't care. It doesn't matter. No, I'm not going to pledge to support the Republican candidate. Okay? Because it's this professional politician class that the American people despise. It's exactly why Donald Trump is so popular. Because you are despised, Hillary. You are despised, Lion Ted. Marco Rubio, we hate your fucking guts. Go away. Go far away. Go to Canada, Ted. Be a politician there. Oh, yeah. They're not going to like you there. They don't like liars. Anyways, if you want to see Donald Trump's full interview with Anderson Cooper from this evening, it just finished about an hour ago. I have it posted on the Alternate Mox News YouTube page. There is a clickable link in the text body of this video, right below the video, and a little box in the text body box. It'll say Alternate Mox News YouTube page. Click here. It's on a different Alternate Mox News YouTube page than the C-SPAN Junkie one because it's not a C-SPAN video. It's a CNN video. Go there, subscribe. That way you won't miss out on the mainstream media, longer than 15-minute videos. you know, and we got to get the conversation rolling over there too. Plus, you might want to see this interview. You know, it's about 50 minutes long. It's about 55 minutes long on the Anderson Cooper Donald Trump videos. So if you want to see an hour-long video interview with Donald Trump, taking questions from the audience, I thought the questions were kind of weak. Why is no one... There's this really important question that's not getting asked, Anderson, which is, Bernie Sanders says he'll remove marijuana from the Controlled Substances Act. You guys want to take Bernie down? What's the matter? Are you afraid that the American people want that? And you're just going to take down other politicians who don't agree? Anderson, Coop, what's the deal, man? You like people getting busted for weed? Ask the question. Do you agree with Bernie Sanders about removing marijuana from the Controlled Substances Act? It's an easy question. It's an important fucking question. Why aren't you asking it? Bernie Sanders, please, Senator, start challenging other people. Challenge Donald Trump next time you're in an interview on live television. Excuse me. Challenge. I'm having hay fever issues. A lot of pollen in the air. Spring is definitely in the air. And I'm single, ladies. Bernie, please challenge these other politicians. Challenge Hillary Clinton to say, ask next time you're in a live interview, just say, I challenge Hillary Clinton to answer this question. Will you remove marijuana from the Controlled Substances Act? I challenge Donald Trump to answer that question. Please, Senator Sanders, this is important. It will set you apart from all of them. It will show that you have no fear and that they do. Please call them out on this. Thank you. Again, if you want to see the full Donald Trump interview with Anderson Cooper, there's a clickable link in the text body of the video. Right below the video here, it says Alternate Mox News YouTube page. Click here. Click on that link. Go over there. You'll see Donald Trump. You'll see Ted Cruz hour-long interview. Subscribe to that page. That would be really good. Also, in the text body, you will find a link, a clickable link to buy me lunch. If you'd like to buy me lunch, that makes a huge difference in my world. And it's the only real reason that Mox News is still here, because you guys have made sure I don't go hungry. So thank you very much for that. And it's easy to do. It only takes about a minute or 2 minutes to click on that link and fill in a little tiny form, and you bought me lunch. How nice is that? How wonderful are you? So wonderful. Thank you. I thank you all for all the input that you give to Mox News and for your continued support. It really makes me feel like I must be doing something right. So thank you very much for that. Wednesdays, this war is going to end. Stay cool till that day.
Compassion stirred the Buddha to send his monks out into the community. Sworn to chastity and poverty, they wandered the roads, bringing the Buddha's teachings into the world. Go forth, monks, for the happiness of the many, out of compassion for the world. There are beings whose eyes have little dust on them, who will perish if they do not hear the teaching. But if they hear the teaching, they will gain liberation.
The monks exist by begging. We think of begging as kind of a bad thing. Begging in this tradition is a good thing. It's a sign of spiritual purity.
You're not allowed to beg tomorrow's lunch today. Only today's lunch. Then you can't eat from noon until dawn the next day. Then you have to go out and get another lunch. And then in exchange for lunch, you give a lecture. Unless they say we don't want to hear about it, then you don't. But that's the only thing but that forces you to interact with the lay community.
And if you're not serving them, if you're not doing something useful for them, they won't put anything in your bowl, and that will be the end of your community.